Hey guys, Jen here. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad that you are here to craft with me today. I am going to be making a home sign. I know you guys have seen these everywhere because they're so popular right now, but it's where you take the word home and you spell it out on different things and you put like a wreath or something in the middle. So I was at Hobby Lobby recently and I picked up this little bitty wreath. I'm going to take it apart. I'm going to attempt to make it a little bit smaller. But this was 90% off, so I got this bad boy for like 80 cents, okay? So if I totally mess it up, it's alright. The other thing that I picked up from Dollar Tree are 4 of these little mermaid signs. And we're going to take the mermaid off, and we're going to sand, and we're going to use the back of this. I'm excited about this. We're going to put them together, make a cute little sign. So let's get started. Alright, so for this project, the first thing I did was I took off the image on the back and I sanded off the glitter, which I guess I wouldn't even really need to do that. I just felt like it. So then what you're going to do, oops, sorry. So then what you're going to do is put some Mod Podge down. So I used my Mod Podge, just put it on the back, and then use this craft paper from the Dollar Tree, which I pick up in the gift wrap section. Glue that on here. Then I'm covered up these holes. I don't know how I'm going to hang this yet, but I know I'm going to hang it the opposite way, so I don't need these holes. So I used the Dollar Tree spackling. So I put this in here, and then I sand it off. So I have one left. So this is kind of what it looks like when it's not sanded. So I'm just going to take my sanding block from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to sand this off. Comes off very easily. Make sure that it's completely dry before you do that. Okay, and now we can paint these. Now the question is, what color do we paint these? I am thinking either black or brown or maybe white. Let's go with white. Or let's go with Nimbus. You know, that's my new favorite color right now is Nimbus in the Waverly chalk paint. So I'm going to paint all of these in Nimbus, and then I'm going to maybe distress them with truffle. That's what I'm thinking right now. So let's paint all of these with Nimbus. The good thing about leaving the butcher paper on here, which I love to do, is because you can get around the edges and you don't have to worry about making a huge mess because you've got a little paint palette here. So I'm going to go ahead and paint all of these in Nimbus, and then we'll distress them. We're going to distress these using the truffle paint. So now that everything is dry, I am just putting a little bit of paint on my brush and then really just kind of rolling it off on my palette here. And then depending on how you want yours to go, like I'm going to do a horizontal sign. So if you want to do vertical, then you would change your brush strokes. That's just however you want to do it. But I'm just going to start on the edges and pull my brush in real lightly. So I'm actually starting off the paper, starting off on the paper, and then just brushing across that way. So I'm going to do that to all 4 of my boards, and then we're going to start with our lettering. When we do our letters, I'm going to color the back of them and create a stencil. So you could also print these out on your Cricut or Silhouette or whatever other cutting machine you have. But to make this true Dollar Tree, we're going to do this method. So then you can line it up the way that you want it. And then you trace your letter. And this will put the pencil on the back. The pencil that is on the back onto the project. So this is a really easy way, especially if you don't want to use your vinyl or whatever. Sometimes I think vinyl can be tacky, and the hand painted looks so much better. So then you have a stencil on your board. I don't know if you can see that or not. So I've already kind of played with this. I wanted to try and do a navy blue one because I thought, you know, I'm doing so much black and white, but I didn't like the way the paint pen was covering on the black and white, so, or on the chalk paint. So I went over it with black, and I think I'm just going to go with black. So you just trace the pencil line, and then color it in. Okay, so once you have it traced, then you're going to color it in, and you're going to do that with your H and your M as well. After you have painted all of your letters on, now you can cut the paper away from your sign. So I'm just going to use my Fiskars cutting tool and go in around the sign. And any cutting tool would work. Those Dollar Tree razor blades work great. I just happen to have this handy, and it does work really well. So go all the way around, cutting your sign free from your paint palette, I guess. Alright, so once you have that free, we're going to work on the O. I got this little wreath at Hobby Lobby on Uber clearance. I think I paid 80 cents for this guy. So it's a little too big, and so I'm going to kind of play with it and see if I can take it apart, put it back together, and make it just a little bit smaller, because if I put it on here, it's just a smidge too big. So I'm going to play with this, and like I said, I'm going to take it all apart, take all these flowers off, take a little bunny foo-foo off here, and see if we can't get this to look the way I want it. Okay, so I'm going to show you my process. I cut the bow off. Little bunny foo-foo was just tied on there with some twine, so he came right off. He wasn't even glued on. So now I've unwrapped my wire from my wreath, and what I'm going to do is just kind of pull in the edge tighter and go around just so I can make this smaller. Okay, so that's about the way I want it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this wire and I'm going to just start wrapping this around here. Just to hold that in place. So I'm just using the wire that was already on it. To wrap that in place. Now there is a little part right here that is not flat, but that's okay because I'm going to put a bow on it anyway. So I think it kind of looks more like an O this way. So we're going to decorate this up with some flowers or something. So I got these different little picks at Joann's on 80% off clearance. Oh my gosh. So I like these. Got some of these, 80% off. So all of these were less than $1, so better than Dollar Tree, better quality than Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to kind of play with this and decorate it. and see what I like. Alright, so here's where I am so far. Okay, here's where I am now. I picked up the little sprigs, put those in there. I decided not to put in any of the flowers. I just felt like it was too much. I wanted something very, very simple. So then I decided it needed a little texture, so I went ahead and used my jute string from the Dollar Tree and just wrapped it around a little bit. Then I'm going to make a jute bow, just a really simple, easy. You've probably seen me do this 100 times. I thought about using the burlap bow that it came with, but I just feel like that was too much too. So I just want something very small, very thin. If you have a thin ribbon, this would be a good time to use that to make a bow. If you pick... Alright, so I took my little jute bow that I made. Sorry, my camera cut out right when I was doing it. But you wrap it around your fingers 3 times. I take out my middle finger and then wrap another piece of jute around to make the middle. And I wanted this kind of offset because this part of my wreath is much thicker. And so I thought if I put the bow there, it would kind of hide that a little bit. So, how are we going to attach this onto our sign? I have these cute little hooks from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to take one of them and I'm going to paint it. You could hot glue your wreath on here, but if you want to be able to change it out for maybe Christmas time or something like that, then you need to make sure that your wreath can come off of your frame. So I'm going to paint this little guy with the Nimbus paint, just so he's not so bright. And I believe the Dollar Tree has these in black as well, but I knew I was going to be painting them, and I actually picked them up for a different project. And I needed the black, and they didn't have any. So I got silver, thinking I would just paint them anyway. So this worked out because I needed it for this project. Alright, so we'll let that dry, and then we will attach that to our frame, or our project here. Before we attach our wreath, I want to put my sign together. So I had decided before I painted that I want my sign to go horizontal. So I'm going to be gluing these pieces together like this. You could have also done it where, you know, you attach them like this and gone up and down, vertical. So I am going to start this. So the key thing is to make sure your letters are all right side up when you do this. So I think what I'm going to do is just attach craft sticks to the back of this. If you watched my last video, my glue gun died. I did get a new one. I know you were concerned. It was very traumatic for me. I'd had the glue gun for like 16 years. So the one I really wanted was on Amazon, but it's been out of stock for a long time. So I had to go to Joann's and just pick one up, which was fine. Alright, I'm going to keep attaching my letters here with the popsicle sticks, and then we will attach our wreath on the front. Now we're ready to glue on our little piece here. So I'm just trying to measure about where I want this to go. I think right there looks good. So I'm going to take off this little back piece just because otherwise it will peel off. But I am going to hot glue this guy on here. Right in the center. And then we have a nice place to hang our little wreath for our project. So I'm going to hang this up, let you guys check it out, but it is done, done, done. Alright you guys, so this is our final product. I love it. I'm so excited about it, especially changing out that O to match the seasons. I think it really turned out super, super cute. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications so you never miss an upload. And until next time, keep crafting!